So, you have worked on both sides of the aisle for campaigns. I feel like I have to start with the midterms. Do you ever feel like you want to get back into it? Because you must have so many thoughts as to what just happened.
No, actually, I'm glad to be an observer who can give some commentary. Although what I enjoyed about when you're into it is you had tremendous resources to really know what's going on, as opposed to just having a little resources and kind of having to be an armchair commentator. But people always ask me, they say, do you like politics? I say, no, I hated politics.
Did you?
But yeah, I hated politics, but I liked governing.
Well, what's your take? I mean, I know you may not be sort of inside the camps, but what was it that the polls got wrong, do you think? Because I know there were some predictions of a red wave that didn't actually occur. Do you think we missed something?
Well, there was some exuberance at the end, but if you go back to our last Harvard-Harris poll, right, we had the congressional horse race at 50-50, and then we had, among most likely voters, 53 for the Republicans. And from what I can see, we were exactly right in terms of the polling. I think that there were a number of polls, particularly from more right-leaning sources, that got exuberant and were creating a sense that this was going to be different. At the end of the day, this was a divided country before this election, and it's a divided country after this election.
I would love to get your thoughts on Trump and what, announced that he is running. You've worked with the president. Has he come to you for advice at all?
Well, just to correct a little bit,
okay.
I never worked with President Trump. I did meet him twice.
Okay.
So I got a little insight into, how he operated. And what I can say is this is not his time to run. I don't think he should be running. I don't think he's going to win even the primary. I think people are deserting him left and right. I saw Vice President Pence, his most loyal supporter, try to explain gently on morning TV that he shouldn't be running. And I think everybody realizes after the midterms in particular, this is not his time.
Do you think it's the midterms that have really dictated that, or do you think even prior to the midterms it was looking unlikely that he would, be a viable candidate?
Well, he's a viable candidate. He's got a strong base. The voters are going to have to weigh, do they want him or somebody like DeSantis or Youngkin or Tim Scott or one of the other next generation Republican figures. But I think ultimately they will go that direction. I think that they realize that there's so much animosity in the country against him, and there's a lot of animosity against Biden as well. The truth is, neither of them really are the leadership that this country is looking for the future. The question is whether the party regulars will kind of get that message. I think clearly they have gotten that message when it comes to Trump. Look, he'll say, I presided over a good economy, I did the Abraham Accords, did all these things. Perfectly true. But when January 6th happened and he was president of the United States, he didn't leap to the phone, call the National Guard, do everything he could to stop the violence. And I think that fundamentally ended his political career the moment he made that decision.